Okay, first before I start this video, I don't want anyone to be offended. I'm not trying to offend people. This one is probably personal pit and my own values, what I think from learning from the Bible and being a Catholic since I was 8. And during my teen years from my anchor towards Jesus, I don't have anything against Jesus, but with my own stuff at that time, comparing myself to Jesus, how people say we should be all like Jesus. So that means when they say that, you compare yourself to Jesus, right? And then you look at all your issues, and then you look at everything around, and then my thought at the time, well, I have all this stuff, and Jesus had all this. Why is he so much stuff better than me or so much different? Selfish thinking wise. And in the Bible, there's good and bad to each of the Bible. Logical history people in the book, right? They all do something good and they all had something bad for them, to them. And I could quote anything from the Bible, say anything, but let's just say, for instance, Noah. He saved two of each animal in the ship, right? And after he got drunk in the tent. So he got drunk and he got punished for that for a little bit. So that was his thing. And say for the Goliath, he did what he needed to do, but he wasn't really that good of a person himself besides doing what they say his God mission was. But he had so many wives and women that he'd been with, and most people know he was in love with his best friend's wife, and he put him on front of the battlefield so he would die and take up his wife. That's just an example, and I try to make a point up, but my thing is, and don't be offended or anything, but why we hear one side of Jesus, and I think he's a bad person, but he had those 10 years before he got his studies, right? Like, you hear how he was copying for 12 to 10, whatever, and skips to when he's like 30 something. And he knew what he was going to do, but how we know all his hardships and choices he made while being young with not knowing it better. And he could turn things to learn from his mistakes. And I know people have more faith than belief, but there's also a thing if you want to be a rational thinker or a rational solution to Bible stuff and not too much faith belief stuff too much. I'm not saying it's not true, but you have to know that was written over 2,000 years ago, so the people then, or the people nowadays, they know as much as those people from 2,000 years ago. To my point was, there's some things, or the following thing they don't know for sure, but it's a Thursday that Mary, Jesus' mom, met someone who was in the army, and this guy was older, and she got pregnant by that guy, and his first name was Grace, I think, or something. So she was worried about what people think, so she made a thing up saying it was God's child. I mean, back then, and I tried to offend people. And I tried to make my point pass to be an a-hole or anything, but people believe almost anything back then, and when people just want to believe something so badly, they lose all rational thought and they'll believe anything. Like, if I wanted to, I'm not saying I would, I could say I'm a prophet from God. Or a reform cancer without a liquid, so I put it do this stuff with God and do all these good things because what I learned, and I put to show people put away. And how many people you think have believed that? I'm not saying, I'm not putting anyone, but it's belief, faith, and being rational. I like to be a rational thinker and being on blind faith. I mean, the stuff that's always proven, the stuff that can't be proven, you can't see it ill, but you feel it, right? So, you can believe something without having knowledge of it, but you feel it is right. So feeling something is not wrong. If you feel something is right, you know it's right. Like, you feel ill, you know ill is real, but you don't see ill. So if something can be proven, doesn't mean it isn't real. So, I mean, I do believe this is God. I'm not saying no believe them, I'm not trying to be that fake prophet whatever, but I'm just saying, have one more thing with faith and belief. The third one should be rational. So, what you believe is, what you think is real, and what you faith, you got to give something so faithfully without, like, for sacrificing yourself for something you have faith in. And, you know, I'm not talking about this, like, it's just a sacrifice in symbol, like you sacrifice yourself for doing something good for someone, you sacrifice yourself for your faith, for your belief. And that's a good thing, but you should be rational before you do that. Sometimes you have to do an irrational choice. But anytime you do stuff, you just try to think rationally instead of believe in something because you so want to believe in that thing. Everything has a reason behind it. I'm not saying it's a bad reason, I'm not saying it's a good reason, selfish reason, a greedy reason, but there's always a reason behind stuff. And that's what my choice is. Just because another thing, what stuff you don't hear, it's probably what people don't want you to hear. So if there's a lot of stuff that's out of something, they probably try to protect someone's image or protect what people can do because they're knowing the truth of something. So if something ain't there, you know there's something they not want you to know. And I'm thinking that's why stuff in the Bible too. I'm not saying to offend people, I'm not saying I'm right or wrong, but why would they read something from 2,000 years just because they have scripts or anything? Doesn't mean only people know these other people, and they just write stuff down on top of other people. And you know how rumors are, even if it was for that time, rumors always go on, or you hear certain things afterwards, even years later without even knowing a person. And rumors always go about, even for someone that's been dead over like 10 years, you hear a rumor, if you go in town, you would never know. So, just because something is put out, you can always hear stuff from other people. And at one time they say, somebody who's being really smart or something is evil. I think a lot of times when they say it because a person knows a lot, they don't want them to know certain things that they shouldn't know because they try to keep certain things away from people. Being smart is not an evil thing. Being smart is actually kind of good. especially if you could make a rational thinking while being smart, but either way, that's just my thoughts. I need to get this out, got that out, but I'm not trying to offend people. I just try to say my point of view on some things. So that's it. If you like this video, click like. If you don't, dislike. You don't even have to follow. It's just what I need to say.